Hi there. So this is a different video because I'm not sure if everyone can lie on their stomach. So I didn't want to do too much of a video of lying on the stomach if not everyone can. So you have that 10-minute video for that. And then this is just going to be a bonus one for then you can do in addition to the other one. And this is going to work more with balance. So balance is so important to me. First of all, we all fall. But how do we recover if we lose our balance, if we fall? If you break your hip, that's somewhat concerning. I've had people fall and break their hip and then have learned how to rehab themselves, and then it's no big deal. People who don't use things typically lose things, and that's why balance is so important. First of all, it's about your feet, but second of all, it's about your hips. So the more you do balance and balance on one leg, hold on, let me change the angle of this. You start to learn how to disassociate your body. Like you lose balance, like, oh, I throw my arm out and my leg out and then I regain balance. That's what I want to see. So if someone can do balance well on one leg, I start to have them lift their heel up and do it on their toes. And then I might have them balance and change their view to really start to handle the imbalances again. And then I might ask them to do it with their eyes closed. So there is a progression. You can also do it on an unstable surface, but it's up to you. I have some people brush their teeth working on their balance, so then it becomes a consistent time. I had a story where a client was carrying a tray. She was so clumsy, but she was carrying a tray with drinks and she was wearing platform shoes or something and then tripped coming out of the house onto the porch and fell and never dropped that tray, got back up and then came and walked out and then lived to tell what happened. So balance is so important. So if you can't lay on your stomach comfortably or you just want additional exercises, this one's going to be good for you. So I'm going to turn to your side. So a squat, I want you to reach your hip back and stick your butt out. So I just want your back flat. People feel funny sticking their butt out and they do this, but this just loads the knees kind of funny. And unless you're a ballerina doing a plie, let's try to use your butt. Think of sit bones away from each other. So now I'm in an angled posture. If you can come down more, that'd be better. So palms face each other and then pull the arms straight back and then inhale. I start with my shoulder blades and then my arms. So then I'm not doing this and rounding my shoulders forward because then that's going to get me into my neck. My view is down, maybe where the wall and the floor meet versus looking up, which is not going to be good on your neck. So you want a long neck. And then exhale. So we're working the upper back, which I showed you how to roll out, and then also your triceps. So to change it up, you're going to balance on one leg. What you can do is squeeze the inner thighs together or keep your toes down to help you balance as you continue doing the arms straight back and then straight back. And exhale and inhale. And two more. So your butt and your triceps are the ones that get weakest fastest when you don't use them. Let's switch legs. So we have to work them a little bit more often, and it's also the area that I don't know, most females want. I don't know about the guys. Guys, if you want to chime in that. Nice butt and triceps matter. And then exhale. So my abdominals are engaged as I come and push back. And then do two more. And then one more. Good. So then I do want to go over standing. You can keep the weights if you want. Or bring your hands on your hips. Want you to think of, I'm adding a little bit of traction to lift up and gently release. I'm not actually having my hands. What I'm trying to do is when I push it on my hips, it force closes my SI joint. So those with sciatica and lower back problems, this is going to help you inhale and exhale. They do have sciatic belts that actually is like a bump here to really support. That sometimes when people have stenosis and there's another one that I'm forgetting right now, that might help to stabilize so then you can get in your pelvic floor better, but always, I think you should work it on your own. So, here lifts, here also lifts. A lot of times people don't understand their pelvic floor and all they do is lift here, but that's not the pelvic floor. You're gonna have to fake it till you make it that your sit bones come in towards each other, you lift up and gently release. Nothing else should move. So as you do this, you shouldn't be tucking, you shouldn't be arching, you should feel the lift and then release. So pelvic floor is a bit more like a hammock of soft tissue versus your clenching Kegel muscles. So the Kegel is your last ditch effort to try to not leak. Try to feel the hammock of pelvic floor help to use the abdominals to lift and then release. Or feel the initiation of deep pelvic work before the abdominals work. Because now I want to add on to this. Now that your pelvic floor is gently lifted and your abdominals are tight, you can do bicep curls. Now whether your palms are up, palms are in, or palms are down, all that does is change forearms. I would suggest to change them up, especially if you have something elbow, like tennis elbow, golf elbow, alternating. You have two arm bones, and when you change the muscle in between the two arm bones here, and that seems to help a lot of people with either golf or tennis elbow. Then lift up here, try to balance on one leg, working your side butt, which is what we did side lying legs, and then bicep curl. Inhale and then exhale. My shoulders are down, I'm working my armpits. Inhale and exhale, 2 more. And then 1 more, stay lifted, balance, and then again. And inhale, and then exhale. Good. So you don't want your hip to shift out. You want to stay lifted, armpits engaged, and then do 2 more. Inhale, and 1 more time here. Good. I don't love doing chest, but I do understand that people like to do chest, and so I like doing it on the roller just because it helps people to shift their shoulders back a little bit more. I do have to turn my phone. But what I want you to focus on is lightweight and the stretch out of the chest. So if I'm here, I can lift my arms up, my shoulder blades come off the mat, and then my shoulder blades come back on the mat. Now, without being too lifted and without being too heavy on the mat, I want you to use your armpit first. Use your armpit to drop the shoulder away from the ear. Then with the arms up, I want you to use your back muscles, so your lats, your armpits here. Keep your shoulder blades lightly off the mat, a soft elbow bend, so you're not locked, you're not hyperextended. You're resisting the coming down more from your armpits and back with your pelvis neutral, and then you're slowly going to come back up. If I was completely down in here, this 3-pound weight that I'm using kind of feels easy, but when I drop my shoulders down, lift my shoulder blades a little bit, and then reach out and try not to have my shoulder blades heavy against the mat, that makes these 3 pounds a little heavier. If you want a little bit more abdominals, you can bring your legs tabletop, but that takes away from stability, so it might be better to keep the legs down. And then do 2 more here. Reach out as you come down, inhale, and then exhale, and then 1 more time. And you shouldn't be gripping the dumbbells too hard. Do 1 at a time. So 1 arm flies down, inhale, and then exhaling up, and then switch. Keep the shoulder blade off of the mat on both sides, especially the side that you're flying on. When I do like the legs tabletop here, because then you start to have to work your core more, your core being your abdominals and your armpits. Inhaling and down, exhaling up. And then exhale and do 1 more each side, and inhale, exhaling and up, and then do 1 more time here, and then coming up. So 1 last exercise. Resist the arms coming above your head. I'm pushing down here. This is step 1 stabilization. Shoulders down away from the ears is stabilization 2. Inhale, and then straight arms come back up on the exhale. pelvis is neutral, ribs are down as the arms come up. Because if I just let the arms come up and arch, can you see how it's my rib cage moving that's moving my arms? I want the rib cage down, and you use your armpit muscles to resist the come down and come back up. I don't want your arms together. If this bothers your shoulder, try to drop them away from the ears more, or just stay within the small range you can. This is how I see if people have, if this hurts you no matter what, then it's a shoulder issue. But if you can outsmart and not use the shoulder muscles, but use the armpit muscles, then to me, that's a muscle problem, not a joint problem. And so this is one exercise I do to gauge if what's going on with the shoulder. So do 2 more. Inhale, exhaling and up. And then 1 more time here, and shoulders down as the arms come up. Inhale, and then exhale and coming up. All right, so this video is gonna wrap up the first week. For you to be eligible on being entered into getting a private with me at the end of the course, please check in. So in the group, if you really don't want to post in the group, you can private message me, but let me know how your first week went. Did you do all 3 days of the training, or did you not? Be honest. Did you set goals for yourself, whether you want to let me know or not, or did you not? And what did you follow through on, and what did you not? You should be doing these videos. You shouldn't just be watching me, okay? So if you haven't done them, go back, do them. If you have questions, let me know. And I hope you're doing awesome this week. And if you want to post a fun GIF on this too, I'll figure out who watched this by who also responds. But check in with me, and then we'll go from there. Because at the end of the weeks too, I can also send someone a free Yamuna ball, the black ball kit, just to have the stakes get up a little higher, because I believe in it so much that I think everyone should have it. All right, so hope your first week went awesome, and let me know if you have any questions.